What is up, comic freaks? So today for this video I am doing a review on the Spider-Man and Spinneret Marvel Legends 2-pack, the Renew Your Vows. So I've been wanting a great Spider-Man figure for a while. Let me zoom in the light right here. This is super posable. The paint apps are way better than the retro Spider-Man, I would say. As you guys can see, just look at this amazing detail. I do believe that this could have been a little better if they did some like blue shading on the muscles, but they usually don't do that anymore, Hasbro, which is kind of a sad thing because it used to be really good on their older figures. Just look at all this detail. Very great sculpting, paint apps on the webbing. I do love this head sculpt. Just one of the best head sculpts I've seen so far from Hasbro. And if you are looking to pre-order or order this 2-pack, link is in my description to order the Spider-Man and Spinneret 2-pack. So for the accessories for this Spider-Man, we have is of course the Peter Parker head sculpt, which is very amazing. Really like that photoreal tech they use on this. I'm pretty sure that's what they used on this. I could be wrong, but very nice. 2, I guess the wall crawling hands. The other one is on Spider-Man. 2 thwipping hands, which look really great. Let's get into great poses. 2 fisted hands, of course. And for Spinneret, let's get into the detail. Love this head sculpt. Very great head sculpt. I feel like Hasbro is doing tons of Spider-Man figures this year, which is very cool. See, very nice paint apps. I know these are kind of easy or hard to get depending where you are. I got lucky just to get one of these. There was only one at my local Target. Do love that spider logo. I just don't like that top peg hole right there or this back one. There's really no point for it, but see how that can help if you're trying to get her into high poses. But when you are posing these, you want to be careful with these little, I'm not really sure what to call them, guards. Nice webbing on the feet. But what I do love about these figures is the pinless tech. I forgot to share that with you guys. So let's get onto articulation. Let's get into her accessories first. Let me just stand her up. There we go. And I love this Mary Jane head sculpt. Her accessories are, of course, 2 thwipping hands, 2 fisted hands. That's pretty much it. Same as Spider-Man. And 2 wall crawling hands. So this is how the head sculpt on Peter Parker looks. Just put that right in there. Looks great. You guys can see that. Let's get into articulation. So the head sculpt, full 360 rotation, of course. Head pivot. Looks up this far down. Oh, you guys can see. What I do like is how it has a slit right here, so you can look pretty far and decent with the Spider-Man. As you guys can see, full rotation on the upper, I'm not really sure what to call this, the chest, I would say. Then on the right here, ab crunch this far. You can go pretty far down with the Spider-Man, as you guys can see, pretty far back. Full 360 rotation, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and of course just standard Marvel Legend wrist rotation and butterfly joints, of course. Just love that articulation right there. And of course the leg can go up, this far back. Oh, there you go. You guys can see, not that pretty far, but does good. Upper thigh swivel and double jointed knees, lower calf cut, of course toe articulation, which is amazing, and this ankle pivot. But this figure, you can get into some great poses. Stay into the end of the video. Great photo gallery. We'll show you guys. Gonna show that quick pose right there. And next up is Spinneret. Let's show her the Mary Jane head sculpt. With her head sculpt, you can't really look up at all due to this big chunk of hair, but looks great. So you guys can see, looks down not so much that well either. Also, Spinneret head sculpt on the other hand, you can look farthest down, this far up, full rotation on the arm, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which is cool, and also pinless tech here too, which is very great. Standard Marvel Legends hand rotation and articulation. Same here is on the female. This new female body mold is that you can full rotation. I forgot whose the original body mold this is. You can move the leg up this far back, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and of course ankle pivot. Man, this figure looks great. And for some comparisons, here he is. Stand him up right here. Compared to the original retro Spider-Man, of course. As you guys can see, this one has a beautiful brighter or darker blue, but a brighter red somehow, and a better webbing, I would say. As you guys can see, I do know people do prefer the retro Spider-Man, but I'm actually preferring this one, just the way it looks, much more nice and detailed compared to this one. This one has more webbing. It feels more clamped, I would say. Smaller Spider-Man logo. Do prefer the bigger logo, but the back, as you guys can see, looks great. As you can see, this one has a better just red spider on the back. It's the webbing on the entire Spider-Man. Here he is compared to, of course, the legendary big time Spider-Man. Shout out to Shotter's Prime. And here is him compared to the retro Spider-Man 2099, the best Spider-Man in my opinion. Here he is compared to the Revoltech Venom. That's pretty much it. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.